Get it, get it, get it. Oh yeah.
My name is Maureen Koech.
Maisha safari. Kama gari barabarani.
I am an actress, musician,
Get tamati. Oh, wekiwa.
and a creative entrepreneur.
Ureta jabasumiti. Maisha unati. Ishia ukioni.
My art is my life and my movement to help make the world a better place for you and I. I'm not loud, yet a proud artist. I still have my fair share of life, dreaming, and hustle to do. So welcome to my world with just you, me, and my camera. Let's move and groove as we keep it real. This is how I do. Good afternoon. Been raining, so water gets into some spots in the exhaust and everything, and then it starts to, make some sounds. Nadai kujua, nadai. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Yeehaw! Okay, so Watania Chofala. Today I'm going for a podcast interview, not a review. Interview. Yeah. So yes, I am excited. I am excited to talk to you people through Star Waves. Yeah, man. So yes, I am probably about 30 minutes too. I'm telling you, regret is my portion right now. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did this. Regret is my portion. Oh, I was so absent-minded, I forgot to take a turn towards Waiyaki Way. Now, I've gotten myself into Aki traffic over here. Because now I have to either go around again or go through Kenya. Nini tongaje hii barabara? Whatever road. What's it called? Valley Road. Anyhow, it's moving-ish, but this was so unnecessary, man. Like, I shouldn't have been here.
Yes, and Hamzambo familia, welcome to the Express show right here on the Black Hot Fire Network. We hope that everyone is doing fantastic on yet another wonderful Monday. And of course, today we also do have a wonderful guest in the studio with us. We shall be getting to introduce her, and in a short while, because like we said, we are looking forward to having an interesting as well as a motivating and an engaging conversation with our guest for today. I will be letting you know who she is. She is a talented actress, a singer, a songwriter, and all the talents. I could try and list them down, but there are so many. And of course, that is a little bit of the conversation, because people might try surprise you with the ulterior, just trying to show you what kind of a clothes they are wearing. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, would be a little bit problematic if you try to go and search on what is going on. But nonetheless, this is the Express here on the Black Hot Fire Network. We are excited that you are with us, and like I said, you do have a wonderful guest in the studio with us. She goes by the name Maureen Koech. Karibu sana.
Asante.
We are happy that you are with us in the studio. I know that you try a little bit harder to beat the Nairobi traffic, and you finally. How was it? How was it for you coming through?
I'm telling you, this construction happening, this super
I think there's an expansion.
The expressway, the expressway. Ngori buda, ngori. Shida lakini tumefika. Tunashukuru.
And it's a good way, because I hear for the people saying in Coastal ni tatizo. Sijui kama ni tatizo ama ni shida. My Swahili is just I've been trying to teach people Swahili on the Black Hot Fire Network for a minute. But nonetheless, you can also equate shida to tatizo. We are excited that you are with us. We have been looking forward to this particular opportunity where we can get to sit down and have a wonderful conversation with you regarding your journey, as well as some of the lessons maybe that you can also also transfer or also share with some of the family who do get to watch us on the Black Hot Fire, and therefore we do feel much delighted to host you on the studio. And of course, I really maybe perhaps I'll just go with the first question. How would you really like to introduce or rather describe yourself kidogo kwa wale ambao pengine hawajui Maureen kidogo?
Yes, so thank you guys for joining.
Yeah.
My name is Maureen Koech.
Yeah.
I am a lover of life.
Yeah.
I am God's child.
Yeah. As also out on your Twitter and your other platforms.
Yeah.
Lazima wajue kwanza you all are God's child. Utaki mambo.
Total Jehovah.
Yeah.
God's child.
Yeah.
Yes, so creatively, or rather the creative space is my space. I'm an artist. I am a musician. I'm an actress. I'm a content producer. Yes, na napenda watu. I love people. I love to create. I love everything arts, performance, especially performing. Largely in the performing arts. Of course, kuna visual arts. There's different types of arts. But what I really truly enjoy is performing and performance. It's actually funny that I never really liked performing or anything music when I was really young. I used to hear people saying, I started performing in church, in school. So a lot of times when you're listening to all these people being interviewed, saying, how they started out young and they were meant to do this, from the time they were 2 months old.
Your tag, the tag. They were going with the tag.
Exactly. So I used to feel a bit out of place, because I'm like, okay, so what will I tell people? What will I tell them? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's okay, because that is my story. I never really liked. I remember my brothers used to play like music, some really hardcore hip hop. But I would be just like kelele exactly. But as I continued with my academic journey in school, with my life journey as a person, especially right about the time I was getting into high school, that's when arts in the creative space really began to be a bit more lively for me. I started to sort of
ulianza kuona zile rangi zenyewe za hiyo iko hivi na hivi,
taking interest, a bit. Like, oh, so this music thing, maybe it's not so bad. And then in high school, everything youth, everything arts, everything music is just, everyone delights in it,
But tungine utasema ulikuwa unatafuta chance ya kwenda funky. I know music festivals, drama festivals, nilikuwa pale nataka pia niingie, at least mniweke mahali. Hata CU, there was a CU and a CA. So I would try just get the vibe with the C, and then they would be like, we are going to the next school and we're going to a service. So I would be like, just trying to get on the bandwagon. But for you, I think you had an interest really getting into that.
Yeah. Well, it was actually not popular being in the arts in high school.
Okay.
At least my own high school, it was not popular.
It was
being looked down upon. Like like right now you've said, people even feel still to date feel ashamed and they're not proud to own the artist role. And the capacity. So even in high school, back in the day, I don't know about now, per se in the schools, but then it was kidogo shunned, kidogo looked down upon as unserious.
Yeah,
it's like an unserious direction for you to take.
But I wanted to ask, how was it for you being on, Changing Times? Was it your first time being on a series, or you had a couple of us before?
Exactly. It was actually my very, very first professional on-screen performance.
Yeah.
On screen was my dream. I've never been a theater person. There's theater and there's theater ni easy plays to watch, Leon's Nini.
Yeah.
And then there's screen performance on screen whereby it's recorded, right? So the dynamic, one of the main dynamic is that screen is recorded, theater is live. So theater has never really been my space. Although I started there when I was in Strathmore, we used to stage plays at Allianz professionally. So, and we used to charge, so we had to do things, the way they should be done. So hapo nililearn quite a bit. I really, got to know and learn a few things that I needed to learn, earlier on when I was, gaining momentum professionally. So I remember there was this friend of mine called Frank. We were students at Strathmore, and one day he comes and tells me, hey, there's an audition for Changing Times. Changing Times was like done.
Yeah, you're lying. Ukisema you're lying because sometimes ukiniambia ati kuna hii zawadi umepick a box. I'm like, sijai participate kwa hiyo show. Now you won. It's lovely. Yeah.
I'm telling you. Although I used to do audience, by the way, audience performance for which show was this? It was a show.
Oh, wasn't that the Cobras would I know for Alfred Mutuo from back then or something?
Where we would tunaenda tunachukuliwa huko Tao hapo Kencom kwa tunawekwa kwa basi. We are shipped to the studio.
It happens the same. Even
shoot.
Right now, sitaki kusema which shows. It happens. Hata mimi naambieni hazi si tuende.
I mean, I took the opportunity. I mean, any opportunity. Tulikuwa nalipo I think 500, and I would see that opportunity as big time, man, because you're on screen. This is your dream to really do something.
It's a big idea.
Anyhow, so I went for that audition, and I met Jennifer Gatero, who's the creator and the producer, writer of the show of Changing Times. And I auditioned, and I was just nilikuwa tu hivi. Mungu ni wewe na mimi na hii role. Tafadhali, please. So I get a call. I can't remember where it was, but I remember just screaming. I think I was in the house. I think I screamed. I just screamed. I couldn't believe it.
My security was G4S.
I'm telling you, I am called and I go. I'm told come to I&M Towers. Apo Tao, exactly.
That building is wonderful.
Yes,
I know it.
Standard walikuwa hapo. I don't know if they're
Standard,
still there.
I think they are.
Yes, so and she called me at around 7 p.m. So I'm there.
So the next morning?
So, no, usiku. I think
in
she
the
was
evening?
like in the evening. Yeah, I think she was done with her day.
Yeah. That's gonna be day.
Mi hata ningeambiwa 12 midnight.
Hey,
Mimi ningefika. Ningefika. Sijui aje lakini ningefika. So I'm there, and guess she calls me up and she calls me to her room, and guess who's sitting on that alongside her? She's sitting there with Edith Kimani. And I was like, this is it. I have made it. People, I haven't.
Nah, kwani ulipoa role hiyo jioni? Did they really hook you up with the role? No, I was just wondering, did they give you the role that jioni ama mlifanya like?
Yes, she met to shoot. She now, I mean, after we've sat down, I've cooled down kidogo. I'm like, okay, calm down, nini. She's like, okay, yeah, you got the role, and we're gonna have you on a few episodes of Changing Times. And just My mind was just doing
walikuwekelea hadi ice. They're called
3,500
the ice. Zile
kilometers.
unaonekanga kwa nini yako, kwa drink yako before you have it. Walikuwekelea a couple of time on
I'm
that.
telling you, I think I needed to just nimwagiliwe ice so that my brain can cool down because I think steam was coming out of my ear. Anyhow.
I thought if you go way back, I thought that Lies at Pine came earlier. Was it Lies at Pine that came earlier, or was it Changing Times?
It was actually Changing Times.
Was it
Changing Times
or
was
came
first.
earlier than
Yes.
than Lies at Pine?
Lies at Pine, yes.
But I understand that if you all taking up a role in any kind of a project, yeah, that particular kind of role has the impact of changing you, at a psychologically keep learning, because you have to understand the character. You have to get into that particular kind of a character's mind for you to be able to bring out the best in them. And we did finish up with our Changing Times, and then we moved on now to Lies at Pine.
Yeah.
And then you were part of our family, which was very, it is typical. I believe right now in Kenya, you will find many families that have the problem of moving on and who to inherit what at the end of the day. So there's a lot of succession problems.
Yeah, man.
Because they will probably just say, I am the first son from the first wife, and you say I am the first son from the second wife, which is what my dad preferred from the first wife. So I'm the second, the first son in the second family, and kutakuwa na all those kinds of problems. But how was it like for you getting into the character, into that character for the daughter of someone who was really doing well, and then they passed on, and then now you had to be the children who had to bear the whole burden of now getting to understand yourselves as heirs, as heirs, yeah.
Right. I mean, the character I was playing. You see, when you're taking up any character, you're given something called a character Bible, which is, let me say, it's like a brief of who the character is. So a lot of times it's usually just basic, maybe like a one paragraph.
And you
but
feel it.
but a lot of times, you find, especially those who want to really get deep into a character, they give you the backstory and then the current situation about a character. So for my character, I wasn't really. I mean, my day-to-day was not so much about, what does the family, what are the dynamics of the family in terms of the relationship, or not the relationship, sorry, mali, in terms of the properties to inherit and all those types of things. Mine was, I was playing a teenager, so the main dynamic of my character was just young,
they fully what's
yeah.
going on with the inheritance. Yeah.
Exactly. For me, what I just had to, the world of my particular character was school. It was relationships with boys. It was my mom and how I felt, ananikazia, the whole freedom conversation, because of course at the end of the day it's a mirror of society. All these characters that we play, we mirror individuals, different situations in households. So these are actually real stories, as much as a lot of them, they are fiction, fiction stories, but they are based on current society and how society is. So so in that way, I would say it's real. These are real issues that we talk about and we perform.
Let me just touch on Sticking Ribbons, of course, which was the most recent, or maybe there are a couple of others, I don't know. But Sticking Ribbons, how did you get, how ulijipataje kwa hii production ya Sticking Ribbons?
Sticking Ribbons, actually that was a while back. That was in 2014.
Yeah.
It was a short film by Kenyatta University.
Yeah. So
there were these amazing student filmmakers who reached out to me and were like, we want to do a film and we want you to play the main character called Kimberly. So she was a troubled young lady who was coming out of rehab, and she had all these issues with her father. And so they were projected into the personality and to the person she had become because of all those issues. And she was into prostitution and drinking. And I mean, it was just a mess of a person. But then again, every character has a story, and there's, I mean, a lot of these characters that we play are mirrored, like I said before. They're a mirror of a lot of individuals out there and issues that they face.
Sure.
So as much as, yes, that was a fiction character, it was a mirror of society and some of these problems and issues that we face. So at the end of the day, there was a story, and we had to there was a growth curve, and there was a place where she needed to get to as a person to become better and to heal and to become a better person, living a quality life. Yeah, but it was interesting. It was a film that got selected at Zanzibar Film Festival, which is one of the top film festivals in Africa. And we went to Zanzibar. I mean, that was my first time out. That was my second time out of the country.
I regret, because we were supposed to go to Zanzibar ourselves. We were supposed to work there with Kami, but kuna shida zilitokea.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to be an actor. Nimejaribu kuandika script, but alikuwa anaambia watu hivi na hivi na hivi, but I'm still working on it, manze. Niko unaccomplished, yeah. Say someone niko accomplished. But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
There's something going on right now with social media. There's a lot of pressure, especially when you're an actress, a singer. How do you cope with it? Because also even going, not even far from that, you have managed to be successful with your film and acting bila scandals. How do you manage that? Because mimi najua kila mtu nasema msikie venye huyu demo amefanya hebu kuzeni msikie. Then for you, I have no any kind of thing like that. How do you go about how do you make that happen?
All right. You see, when you listen to all these artists out there, and a lot of these questions that the presenters usually ask is, advise upcoming or young people out there who want to get into the profession. And a lot of the time I hear artists saying, get into it for passion. Get into it for passion. Don't get into it for money. I'm telling you, that thing is so real. Yeah. It is so real. If you're getting into this space because of money, fame, of course there are other vices out there, but largely those are the main ones. You will not last. I'm telling you, you will not last. Out there's a lot of influences, Maze. There's a lot of vices out there, and if you're not careful, you'll be swayed. You'll be swayed. A lot of people out there try and do things for popularity purposes.
For the clout.
For clout. Yeah. And sometimes it might not be something as dramatic as shooting a video naked.
I know, I follow people and I see.
Yes, what is it?
Yeah, I follow what I know.
I see it in kito dramatic, but you're just there. You don't know yourself. You don't know why am I really doing this? The Bible says that the reason why we're created and the reason why we're here is to serve. If you're not doing whatever you're doing to serve, I am telling you, you will be lost.
But that's
you
not
have to look. Yes, what is the bigger picture? Why are you really, truly? These days also, a lot of people create all these fantasy type of lives to make it look like you're living in a hotel.
I was talking to someone earlier on, like yo manze, najua umeniangalia kwa mtandao manze niko fiti but siko fiti.
Yes,
let's talk.
You see,
I know but iko hivyo. That's the whole thing, because you tell me manze mtandao iko na hivi na hivi, si umeona kwa mtandao manze na shai nuko blah blah blah, but manze kwa crowd. I'm
telling you. And let me tell you, a lot of times people feel these vibes.
It's vibing,
quote unquote, the negative type.
But iko, I was asking, please tuongee.
Exactly. But I know people.
There was a time where you got to a point where you felt like this thing is real, to make go international, and you were nominated for the Zanzibar Film Festival. How was that experience for you?
Well, for me, I definitely was pleasantly surprised, regardless or nevertheless excited for the team, because this was a general award for the entire film. So there's also the film director, producer, myself as an actor, or the main act. There's also supporting actors. So it was definitely a proud moment, and we were so sold in going to Zanzibar and representing East Africa there.
But Zanzibar is always Zanzibar. I have tried twice. I hope that time just actually works out.
I mean, you should go to Zanzibar. Is a beautiful
I want
place.
to.
We went by road.
I did the same by road.
3 days to Zanzibar.
Why 3 days?
Yeah, I mean, because we slept at We slept at, was it Moshi?
Oh.
Because the boat experience, by the way, it was more of a yacht.
I wish
No.
mngeniita lakini unajua Mungu ako na kazi yake.
It was a long ride, lakini seasickness ndio yote. Yeah, but it was a beautiful, wonderful experience. We met some of the, really big stakeholders in the film industry, not just in Africa, but even in the world, because it's a very, very big platform. And we won, an award there. East Africa, I think it was Best East African Film. Yeah, that was, it was huge. It was huge.
So, did you really, how easy has it been for artists and actors right here in the 254 getting onto the digital platform, making a transition for you? And do you think that the transition has more benefits for them or to really
That's a fabulous question.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the landscape is changing really fast. We are doing our best to really keep up with the changing times. No pun intended.
Inaendelea. Please, anytime tafadhali msituangalia hapa. Tumefunga kazi, then we will go on.
So, at the end of the day, we are we encourage it, we support it, and we are excited about the opportunities that are coming up from the digital space, because they present more opportunity for independent content creators to be part of the conversation as well. Yes, so we are selling, in fact, my most recent project has been a show called The Extremities. It's a show I've produced, written, and I'm also doing one of the characters, or a number of characters. I'm doing like 3 characters. I'm voicing. It's a voice-based show.
Sana tutuma pia kwa sababu sisi tumekuwa hapa hivi tumezuba.
Habari ndio hiyo sasa. Habari ndio hiyo.
Ndio sasa.
Sasa ukiingia kwa platform inaitwa Relic House TV, that's on the URL www.relichouse.tv. You'll be able to watch the full season 1. I think we're charging 250 bob for 1 month.
For the full
time. Season.
Yeah.
Full season 1,
it's
250 bob. Full. I love it. I love the fact that we are getting empowered as creators.
Sure.
And because we have to create a sustainable model for not just for us, but people, the guys who are coming after, creatives after us, will be able to follow a way that has, or a path that has been drawn for them. Unajua si ati unafika watu wanafika, creatives wanafika, watoto wetu wanafika kwa hii creative space wanashanga. Sasa where do I look right left? Rada ni gani? So we have to create these platforms for them. So I'm happy for the digital space and the evolution of content space, and it's more opportunity for more people.